So taking this back to Joshua Harris, this is one probably of the many complicated reasons that he started leaving the faith. And if you reject Christianity either by leaving it or by never embracing it in the first place, you just have to make sure that you're leaving, or you just have to make sure that you're rejecting the right thing, because Joshua Harris was right to reject the legalism that his church and so much of evangelicalism was a part of. And it was destructive, but it is not the right solution to the real problem.
And with that sermon that he gave in midway along his deconstruction or apostasy, where he demonstrates that he did intellectually comprehend the content of the gospel, I think we see a perfect illustration of what happened in first century Judaism when they had lined up God's commands with man's traditions to such a degree that Jesus actually quotes a command that is 50% scripture and 50% human tradition. You shall love your neighbor but hate your enemy. God said one of those things but not the other, but in their minds they had become so jumbled up. One of them is basically at the heart of what leads you into the gospel, and the other is just devilish nonsense and actually backwards. And I think Joshua Harris did the same thing, where he had grown up hearing the gospel to such a degree and yet walking according to the principles of this legalism, that when he arrived at the point that he recognized the bankruptcy of the legalism, the two were so joined together in his mind that out went that baby.
Is the only solution.
And just to side note, just to make it clear, I've made a few references to Jewish people. This is not any sort of particular thing about Jewish people or anti-Semitic or anything. They're just presented in the Bible as sort of the prototype of religious man. Yeah. So we could substitute, any tradition, Catholic, Orthodox, or the Jehovah's Witness, New Age.
Because they're waiting for humanity to become. Yeah, and I just want to make it clear that when I said, if you reject Christianity, make sure you're rejecting the right thing. What you need to realize is that we would rather have you not reject Christianity at all, because there is no solution to this problem outside of true Christianity. The gospel that we've just described is the only solution. New Age. I mean, because they're waiting for humanity to become more enlightened. That's not going to happen. That's a long wait for a train don't come. It's not. Humanity is not going to become more enlightened and outgrow the sin problem. It may, in fact, get worse, and Eric and I would both agree that as the day comes closer that Jesus is coming back, it's going to get worse. So we don't have any other solution for this problem. It's a real problem, and the only solution is the gospel.